Oh boy, got a little tickle again today. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Wrestling Prime. I am your host, Tom Dog 247. Thank you for allowing me to be in your homes this evening. So we're gonna have some fun here tonight because we have a Royal Rumble review to take care of. Last night they had the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, and for the most part, it was actually pretty good. For the most part, it was okay. It was okay and everything like that. But instead of just saying that, let's get um to the results. Um, um, Corey Graves and Michael Cole. Oh yeah, before we even get to that, I almost forgot to do one important thing. Our sponsor for the evening, um, M&J Video Games and Collectibles. Excuse me. This is your one-stop shop for trading in. Uh, if you have any wrestling collectibles or um autographed items that pertains to wrestling, or pop vinyls pertaining to wrestling, M&J Video Games and Collectibles is your place. They will take really good care of you. And they're here in Southington, and if you in the Connecticut area, and if you want to check out this wonderful store, where in Southington it's located, um, if you have to be in the Southington, Connecticut area, and you want to know uh, how to get there and everything like that, and a list of events that they have going on, definitely check out their website at mjvideogames.com. See, it's short and sweet. But yeah, big shout out to them and everything like that. Um, so yeah, I'm actually doing this late because for two reasons. One, um, the night of the pay per view, the premium live event as they are calling it on Peacock. Um, it's it's considered a premium live event, so I'm okay with that and everything. So it's pretty cool, and so they've been mentioning that for a while now, so I like it. And not only that, I had some other stuff that I had to do before I turned on the camera, so that was another reason. So I apologize for yawning and everything like that in certain intervals. I'm just exhausted. I had a busy day today. I'm I'm a busy guy. But anyways, this is a really good um so this is pretty much an example of what I'm talking um about how Wrestling Prime um is going to be one show per month aside from aside from any pay-per-view any big four pay-per-views, for example, Royal Rumble. So, yeah, it's pretty much the way it is. So, yeah. Um that's how we're going to be doing things. So this is a perfect example of doing it. Even though a couple of weeks ago we we premiered it. So yeah, so everything will come into play once once everything comes together. Then you'll understand what I'm doing and what I'm talking about. So we are going to have some fun with this, and so yeah. Um, so, anyways, Corey Graves and Michael Cole uh, opened up opened up the show and everything like that, and had a surprise guest doing commentary. The return of Pat McAfee, and I love him on commentary. He is so amazing on commentary, especially when he's partnered up with um, Michael Cole. So it was really cool, and so good team up and everything like that. I like it, and so it was pretty cool. So the first match was the men's 30-man Royal Rumble, and it was kind of I was kind of confused on as to why, but with the watch party that I was watching with, we had a we had a bit of an understanding of why this was the first match, and we'll get to that later on in the review, and I mean way later on in the review. So yeah, this was a really good this was a pretty good opener, and we're gonna go down the list, and then during that we'll get in there and see what happens. Oh, excuse me. Um, uh, Number one was Gunther. Number two was Sheamus. They opened up the match. Number three was The Miz, who was later eliminated by Sheamus. Number four was Kofi Kingston, and um, he was in there for pretty decent time. Uh, Johnny Gargano was number five. Number six became Xavier Woods. They had a pretty good team up with between him and Kofi. I loved it. It was a good spot. It was actually pretty funny, and they thought that they were going to fight a little bit, but they didn't. They swerved us, and the and yeah, it was a pretty good it was a pretty good rib. And number seven was Karrion Kross. Number eight was Chad Gable. Number nine was Drew McIntyre. 10 was Santos Escobar. And number 11 was Angelo Dawkins. 12 was Brock Lesnar, who eliminated Santos and Angelo. And Number 13 was Bobby Lashley, who eliminated Brock Lesnar after they started going after a little while. Uh, Baron Corbin um, was next, but he didn't go into the ring because during Brock Lesnar's elimination, he got into a little bit of a a little bit of a uh, temper tantrum, and he started going going ape shit, everything. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. It was pretty crazy. So um, so when Baron Corbin came out at number 14, Brock, just knocked him down a little bit, took him out. Um, then Seth Rollins came out, he was number 15. He picked up Baron, put him inside the ring, and then eliminated him shortly after. um, 16 was Otis, and number 7 was supposed to be Rey Mysterio, but he never made it to the ring because at number 18, Dominic came out wearing Rey Mysterio's mask, and during the whole distraction of focusing on Dominic and his attempt to rip Rey Mysterio's mask, Otis was eliminated by Sheamus and McIntyre. Um, then Elias came out and was quickly eliminated by Sheamus and McIntyre. Finn Balor was next at number 20, followed by number 21, Booker T, who had a nice little spot in there, did the spinneroonie, then got eliminated by Gunther. Damian Priest was next at number 22. Montez Ford was next at number 23. He was quickly eliminated by Damian Priest. At number 24, Edge came out and eliminated Finn Balor and Damian Priest until he was eliminated by the Judgment Day, mostly Finn Balor. So they had a little bit of a brawl out there while Dominic was still inside fighting. So there was a little scuffle between the two, between Priest and Balor, going after Edge and everything. Edge came out. Edge ran down the aisle, took down Balor, then got blindsided by Rhea Ripley, who was blindsided by the return of Beth Phoenix, gave her a spear, and took her out as well. So yeah, it was pretty crazy. Pretty crazy, but it was nice. It was nice to see Beth Phoenix back, and everything. I think that was actually pretty cool. Excuse me. 25 was Austin Theory. Then at 26 was Omos. Then at 27 was Braun Strowman, who eliminated Omos. Next was Ricochet at number 28. And 29 was Logan Paul, and that came into a screeching halt. Um, but I will say this, that Logan and Ricochet actually did a pretty good spot. I will give credit where credit is due, but I'm not going to give the credit to Logan Paul because of how because of my personal feelings towards Logan Paul. Everybody knows why. I'm not getting into it. I just hate his fucking guts. Let's move on. Um, but him and Ricochet did a nice spot where they both went from both sides of the ring, uh, leaping off of the top rope and colliding in midair. And I thought it was actually a pretty cool spot. But I think Logan Paul got the worst of it, and that's good. And hey, Logan Paul got the worst of it. I'm a happy guy. So yeah. um, then at number 30 was actually my prediction of being, and I'll tell you why in just a second. And that is Cody Rhodes. And so he had a huge pop, um, even louder than Edge. And the reason why I never really got into on the last episode where I mentioned predicted Cody Rhodes was going to be at number 30 is because of the fact that whenever a superstar is injured, is out from an injury, and there's usually this push because you know that they're going to be coming, because there's talk about coming back. John Cena was basically an exception, but we all kind of knew that he was coming back. Same thing with Shawn Michaels. There was talks about him coming back when he was out of action for a while. Um, back when he won, back when he won the Royal Rumble and um, went off to face Bret Hart in the at the historic Iron Man match at WrestleMania 12, I want to say. And yeah, it was a pretty good show. It was a really good show, and good match, I should say. So whenever and I've always followed this formula, and it's always worked to my advantage because whenever, aside from the exception of Shawn Michaels, because he wasn't at number 30, but usually, usually what happens when a superstar like John Cena and Cody Rhodes, and I'm using John Cena as an example, when they come back from an injury, and it's just in time for the Royal Rumble, they're always at number 30. John Cena came out in number 30, which he received a huge pop for, won the Royal Rumble, and went off to win WrestleMania. Same formula that's going on with Cody Rhodes. He got number 30 and did some pretty good eliminations. He eliminated Cody Rhodes. He eliminated Gunther. He eliminated Austin Theory. He also eliminated Braun Strowman, which was pretty cool. He also eliminated Logan Paul, which was the best moment of the whole night. So yeah, it was a good elimination, and I liked it. So he had a huge pop for that. So yeah, um, it was really good, really good. And in the last two, of course, as I said, Gunther and Cody Rhodes did some nice spots. Some spots he one good spot, the Shattered Dreams, um, that was made famous by his brother Dustin, aka Goldust. Um, it was a good spot because there's talks about Goldust retiring. I think this year. I don't know, but it will be a good spot for him to be to come back and accept the Hall of Fame because Goldust Goldust definitely deserves it. He really does. And so yeah, and and whom better to induct him will be Cody. I think that'll be really cool. But yeah, it was so yeah, my prediction was spot on when it came to Cody. I mean, it was painfully obvious because with all the and I even brought this up and I even mentioned this to the watch part to my watch party friends. I had said, why would it, and I because they were picking them and everything like that and said, oh, a couple of them were calling that Cody Rhodes was going to eliminate it, and I basically gave out a nice description or observation. Why would Cody Rhodes come back only to come back after all this build up and all these vignettes pushing that they've been pushing for the last uh few weeks and or so, like ever since last month or at the beginning of the month, I should say. Um, past few weeks, and then have them be eliminated at the Royal Rumble. That's ridiculous. It wouldn't even make no sense, and a lot of people would be pissed off. Unless, of course, there was an angle. Unless there was an angle which causes elimination, then I would understand. And I said, well, I guess they're gonna um build up something at WrestleMania. So yeah, that was pretty good. I was surprised that Randy Orton wasn't there. We all know that um, his partners also Matt Riddle. Excuse me. He wasn't allowed to be. We all know what happened to him. Um, from what I understand, I think Randy Orton's out on an injury. So I don't know how severe. Um, so yeah, and also AJ Styles wasn't even there, especially which was a huge shocker. I'm surprised that he was not there. I think that he would have been a good good list. Um, my prediction on Rey Mysterio eliminating Dominic was didn't happen. Which I'm kind of bummed out that did not happen. So yeah. uh, but yeah, it was a pretty good list of names and everything. Most of them former champions. A nice percentage of them were former champions. So that's a pretty good list of names. But yeah, it would have been nice to see AJ Styles at least and everything. So um, most eliminations goes to Gunther. He was the MVP of the Royal Rumble with 5 eliminations. So yeah, um, pretty decent, pretty decent. Um, give the match a B, solid B. Very good match. Very good match. And yeah. But then with all next after all that excitement of the excuse me. Then after with all the excitement of the first match, quickly went south fast, and that was LA Knight taking on Bray Wyatt in a Mountain Dew pitch black match. I couldn't understand the rules of this match because they were saying that it was the rules is no count out, no disqualifications, anything goes. Uh, so it was pretty much a no hold bars match done done in the dark, which was basically under black light. So yeah. Um, which actually I'm not gonna uh pick on that. I think with the with the blacklit uh ring, um, which made the which made which was awesome. I actually like that kind of style. Um, where it was all black lit and everything, um, and then you have um Bray Wyatt wearing um this um transparent this transparent makeup, um which can only be seen under black light. So that was invisible paint where you can only see it under black light. Awesome, absolutely awesome. I absolutely love it. And I don't know why I'm so clumped like that. But yeah, that was the only good spot about that. And you know, but the only thing that that did seem kind of fishy is that the Mountain Dew sponsor. It was kind of weird that they did that, but it was pretty cool. So yeah, um, but nonetheless, this match was underwhelming because it was quick. This match was too quick, and it didn't need to be a pitch black match, and it didn't even and again, it wasn't even like in the dark or anything like that. You know, kind of like what I used to do back where I would wrestle somebody, where I had this one guy wrestle this guy, uh, wrestle another guy, um, in total darkness, and I called it a dark match. So a little bit of a misconception, but it worked out really well, and it was actually a pretty damn good match. I gotta admit, even though I wasn't wrestling, but it was still a really good match. Um, so, but nonetheless, none of this stuff happened more. There were some spots that happened outside the ring, but nothing really. It was blah. It was just basically a no hold. It was basically a no DQ. It was an it didn't even need to have all that um gimmicks and everything, even though it was actually pretty cool. Didn't need that. And the no DQ, no count out um was very underwhelming, and especially this is Bray's first match since he became since he was back. Um, but I hope they integrate the blacklit ring because that was actually pretty cool. Like I said, um, but nonetheless, you gotta do something. That match was very underwhelming, and of course Bray Wyatt wins, which is painfully obvious, and it was very. We had a good discussion. My buddies and I were talking. We're discussing it's like who should go over, Bray or LA Knight, and I made it pretty good obviously. We all had our there was pretty much no wrong way to describe this match. There was no way. There was no wrong on this at all. And because everybody had a good positive point, you know, pushing LA Knight because he's and don't get me wrong, I actually like LA Knight. I like the character that he is, and he's just like he's he's really he's a good heel, but he's basically more like one of those douchey heels. You want to cheer for him, but you know he just acts like a jerk. He just acts like a jerk, and 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 that's what makes his character so brilliant. Is that the fact that he he just acts like he just pretty much acts like a jerk, and yeah, you know you it's like you want to try to cheer him, but he says some things that are you just want to say, dude, you know. So yeah, but like I said, he's a good wrestler, and I have nothing against him. And with Bray Wyatt coming, first match back, it's like you're not gonna. It's like he's not, he's not gonna, he's not gonna get laid out in a match like this. I mean, it was, even though this match was like not not as good as it should be, I think he could have did a lot. I think there um, could have been a lot more room for effort. And but yeah, I give this match a C minus. I think that's decent. Another decent match. The Raw Women's Championship. Bianca Belair defends her title against Alexa Bliss. Uh, nothing really much. Nothing really much to say about this match. It was relatively short, which could have been um, it, nothing to take away of both women because Bliss and Belair, they're both great. In the ring, they both have a good. Um, they always put in good matches, especially if they're in the ring against each other. They're they're good. They're really good. And but this could have been this could have been like a more of a I don't know, more of a um let's see, what's a good word to describe it? Like it could have been basically on you know on Raw, or yeah, it was more like a Raw match, like a Raw main event and everything like that. But um not here. Not here. Um but nothing to take away from both of them. They actually did a pretty decent match. A lot better than the last match. So I'm gonna give credit where credit is due and give them a B plus. So yeah, very good, very good match. And but yeah, one thing I forgot to mention about the LA Knight Bray Wyatt match. Uncle Howdy showed up and jump off this platform. I mean, fell off the did a dive off the platform and dropped the elbow onto LA Knight. And yeah, it was a good spot, but I think he was just a little bit outside on that one. So yeah, but nonetheless, it was still pretty amazing. So yeah, that was a pretty good spot. And of course, the Firefly of Funhouse Gang was there as well. So that's also pretty good. So, and of course, Uncle Uncle Howdy showed up again, only this time via screen, via vignette. So yeah. And up next is the Women's Royal Rumble. And the time intervals, 90 seconds, but it seemed a lot quicker. Instead of there was, it was 90 seconds um, before each superstar comes out. And but yeah, so in some spots it seemed a lot quicker. So yeah, but nonetheless, it was fairly decent. It was actually really good. And I think everybody was saving their energy towards this match. And number one, Rhea Ripley, who was favoring her ribs after taking a spear from Beth Phoenix. Number two, Liv Morgan. They kick things off. Dana Brooke um, was next at number three. Up next was Emma. She returned. She came in at number four. Shayna Baszler uh, was next to come out at number five. Number six was Bayley. Um, who and then at number seven was B-Fab, who was quickly eliminated by Rhea Ripley. Number eight was Roxanne Perez, and number nine, Dakota Kai. Then at number 10, Io Sky, which now that all three members of Damage Control came in, they went out and they started on their elimination rampage there. So yeah, that was pretty good and everything like that. Up next was Natalya, who was later eliminated by Damage Control. Candice LeRae was next. She was later eliminated by Dakota Kai. 13 was Zoe Stark. Number 14 was Xia Li. Number 15, Becky Lynch came out, and she eliminated both Dakota Kai and Io Sky, and was blindsided by Bayley, who then Bayley was blindsided by Liv Morgan, and Damage Control and Becky Lynch came out. I mean, Becky, we're still fighting on the outside, and number 16 was Tegan Knox. Then number 17, my favorite, Asuka. She came out. Number 18, Piper Niven, formerly known as Dewdrop. She came back, and she did pretty good in there. Had a nice little run time. 19 was Tamina, and Chelsea Green was next at number 20. She was quickly eliminated by Rhea Ripley, making her the shortest time, making Chelsea Green the shortest time entered into the Royal Rumble, getting eliminated after 5 seconds. 21 was Zelina Vega. She which also Michael Cole actually addressed that Zelina Vega was going to be doing voiceover work in Street Fighter. She's been doing commentary for one of the characters, which is Julie, I believe her name. I guess that's what her name is in the game in Street Fighter 6. So yeah, so she's got a nice little voiceover role in there. So yeah, that's pretty good. So they actually plugged that in there as well when she came out. So yeah, it was actually pretty cool. So uh, best of luck to Zelina Vega in the in in being a part of Street Fighter 6. So yeah, congratulations are in order to her. Number 22 is Raquel Rodriguez, and number 23, Mitchin was next. Also at 24, Lacey Evans. She came back on um, the other night on SmackDown and making a stand. Michelle McCool was next at 25. She was actually sitting out in front row, and so yeah, it was pretty cool that she was in there. So she was in there for a pretty good while. Indy Hartwell was next at 26. 27 was Sonya Deville, where she took out Indy Hartwell later on in there. Shotzi was next at 28. She was in there for a while until she got eliminated by Mitchin. Number 29, Nikki Cross, who was in there for quite a while until she was eliminated by Liv Morgan. And at number 30, Nia Jax, and she was eliminated by 11 women that were remaining in the ring. And one quick thing about it was nice to see Nia Jax there. However, the timing of the countdown with her and her arrival was a little bit off, so there was a little bit of a botch there. But yeah, it was nice to see Nia Jax, and unfortunate that she got eliminated uh, by 11 remaining women that were in there. Um, so the last two women were Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, and after Asuka uh, was also eliminated after spraying, she was going to do the mist to Rhea Ripley, but she ducked out of the way and hit Liv Morgan, and that's when Rhea Ripley took advantage of the situation, uh, eliminated Asuka, then eliminated Liv Morgan, making Rhea Ripley this year's Women's Royal Rumble winner, and we're probably going to get a decision from her on who she's going to face at WrestleMania. So we do not know. But yeah, Rhea Ripley broke a lot of records. She was the longest in there, over an and 15 minutes, I believe it was, or it was well over. It was like well over an hour. So yeah, she was in there at number one and winning it all. So not many superstars go in at number one and be there at the end. So yeah, very good for her. Congratulations to her. She also gave out the most eliminations, tying it with Dakota Kai at 6 apiece. Shortest time, as I said, fastest, quickest elimination goes Chelsea Green, being eliminated in 5 seconds. And so yeah, disappointing that Beth Phoenix wasn't involved in this, which I'm sure somewhere down the line that match between her and Rhea Ripley's got to happen. So we don't know. So yeah, this match was really really good, and not that much botches except for the one that when Nia Jax was coming out. So yeah, um, no, but overall that match there was a B plus. And now for the main event of the evening, Roman Reigns defending the title against the number one contender, Kevin Owens. Um, what can we say about this match that hasn't been already been said? That'll be very difficult because this match was very, very good. Like this was a really classic one-on-one match, and very, very good. Told the story between involving the bloodline and everything, and so yeah. End of the match, Roman winning. Um, Pretty much what you would expect in every Roman Reigns match. Only this time there wasn't that much outside interference, so that was really good. Sami Zayn was in the corner, and of course they did that spot where the referee gets knocked down, and I kind of hate that spot. I really do. I mean, because whenever you see because lately sometimes it can happen by accident. Sometimes it can happen by accident, and you wouldn't even know. I mean, if you look at the old wrestling footage, you could see like perfect examples of how getting knocked down by accidentally knocking down a referee because he was in the way. I think that that's a hell of a lot better than what they're doing now because you literally saw the referee get in position, and I kind of hate that. I kind of hate that. Just you know, if you're gonna do the spot where the referee gets knocked down, don't make it obvious. That's all I'm saying. And so yeah, it was horrible. It was a dumb little spot, and that's my only nitpick for that match because this match was, like I said, very good. It was an A+ match. Like overall, definitely the match of the night. And the match, Bloodline came out. Remaining Bloodline came out and just beat the hell out of Kevin Owens, doing their finishers on them, and then all of a sudden they start shackling him, handcuffing him to the ropes and everything like that, and then Sami Zayn having some doubts and like, okay, he's had enough, and questioning the tribal chief, and then Roman hands him it's like you do it, and started you know mouthing off to him and everything like that. It's like it's like prove your loyalty to the bloodline. And then he takes a chair, and then he smacks Roman Reigns with it, and then he gets nailed for his efforts, and then Jey Uso walks out walks out of the ring, and because of the disappointment and everything like that. So we don't know what the hell's going on. So you know what can we say about the bloodline? It's like that. This was a really good storyline. it's kind of sad because I really wanted this to go on forever, go on as for as long as I can, maybe up to the point um, where Sammy's um, um, ball dropping would cost Roman the title at WrestleMania. That would have all that would have been something. But yeah, nonetheless, it was a I would have seen and then see it end the next night on Raw. I think that would have been a really good um ex, you know explanation point to the chapter, uh to really great story, to one of the greatest angles in WWE right now was the bloodline, and Sami Zayn. And this was really good. And you really wanted to hit, as soon as Sammy Sammy turned, everybody was cheering him and everything like that. Um and then he gets nailed for his efforts and everything like that. And people just and you can hear the fans saying, F F you Roman and everything. It was just the right time, so just the right moment and everything like that. But it was a very good match, very good match, and A+ match of the night. You can't go wrong with that match at all. Um, and of course, the worst match of the night, as I said, LA Knight. Oh, excuse me, gassy. Um, goes to LA Knight and Bray Wyatt. I mean, I wanted to like this. I really did want to like this match, but it was just very underwhelming given the rules of the match, which you didn't need a gimmick to put in a match. Like, if you're gonna do a no holds bar match, you don't need to put a gimmick over a gimmick match, unless you're gonna do unless you're gonna do something with it. And should have been false count anywhere. Just saying. I think that would have been a lot better than just a no holds barred match. So yeah. Uh, Overall grade for this premium live event, B minus. Would have been a lot better, as I said, if the would have been like a B plus at best if if the if the LA Knight Bray Wyatt match was um you know a little bit better. Just saying, so that we can so that this way here the worst match of the night would have went to uh the Raw Women's Title match. Another like I said, the absence of some wrestlers um was also a disappointment. Like I said, AJ Styles, um, the club, the OG, the OC or the OGs, um, the OC, um, would have been nice to make an appearance in there, as well as excuse me, even like with Beth Phoenix showing up. She should have played a factor in the women's Royal Rumble. I think maybe taking out. I would say taking out. Um, I don't know. Maybe Chelsea Green. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know who you would take out of that, because actually, believe it or not, this list was actually pretty decent as well too. Um, but yeah, Beth Phoenix should have gotten involved, um, one way or another. But I think we haven't seen the last of the feud between Beth Phoenix and Rhea Ripley, so I think that's something we're gonna see something uh coming to somewhere down the end of the line there. So yeah, B minus, as I said. Um, and yeah, a lot of people were speculating that The Rock, or John Cena was going to show up. John Cena, no, he's got he's got other things going on right now, as well as The Rock. He's actually working on on another movie. So, um, maybe they'll show up for WrestleMania. You know, doing a guest spot at WrestleMania. I mean, that's the only explanation that I can give out. So yeah, and but who knows? Who knows? um, we don't know. But maybe do some spot at WrestleMania. We don't know. Um, Pretty much like a filler promo or something like that. We don't know. Like I said, it'll be good. Um, but next pay per view will be next month. The Elimination Chamber. So be on the lookout for that next month. And so yeah, that's pretty much all the time I have for today. So yeah. Um I thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you ever so much, as I do each and every week. Um Thursday will be, of course, Channel X Thursday, so be on the lookout for that. Got some good topics going on for that. But yeah, be sure to follow me on Twitter at TomDog247. If you missed any of tonight's episode, you can check it out as soon as I turn off the camera. Um, Thumbs up the video if you like it, thumbs down if you don't. Comment down below what you think of the Royal Rumble if you saw it. Um, and yeah, what did you thought of the Royal Rumble if you saw it? Um, Ring the bell to stay notified of what I'm going to be doing next, and support small streamers like myself. And there's only one way that you can do that, and be a Hall of Famer, be a great legend. Be a you'll be in the Hall of Fame. You'll be a world champ. You'll be a champion if you do that by supporting all the small streamers like myself, by laying the smack down on that subscribe button right over here somewhere, right over here. And so yeah, definitely do that, and you become a wrestling god yourself. So thank you all so much for tuning in. We will see you next month. We will do another episode of Wrestling Prime. See you Thursday for another exciting episode of Channel X, where we start the weekend early. Until then, this is Tom Dog saying take care, so long, peace. Love you all. Have a good one.